RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, and a whole lot more. A collection of my work going back to June of 2014 is on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 4:54 in the afternoon, about 31 degrees out, under sunny skies, but really cold. Still a little bit of a breeze. Second straight day, the temperature did not reach above freezing, which is not really odd for March, but this winter has been like these days of like under 32 degrees for high temperatures have been rare. Some news to report from the RVBN Newswire. The Boston Red Sox beat the Atlanta Braves in spring training action by the score of 11-1. And Missouri men's basketball coach Kim Anderson is going to get fired effective after the SEC tournament, or somehow if Missouri wins the SEC championship basketball tournament, they get the automatic bid for the NCAA tournament, but they probably would be bounced because they have a 7-23 record, so most likely Missouri's gone in the first round of the SEC men's basketball tournament. That's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with your second video blog subject of the day for Sunday, March 5th, 2016. Get out. You're so sweet, 'cause they're cute. The more the merrier. Go find something to do. This action will not be taught BMHS. Last week, no bus. Are you writing a book? I don't care about game shows. Want to put a wager on that, Richie? Time to move on. Release the host. Great quotes only on RVBN. Time now is 4:56 in the afternoon. I'm back. My second video blog subject of the day is about North Shore 104.9 FM WBOQ. North Shore 109.4.9 is a classic hits radio station that plays songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it's broadcast in the North Shore of Massachusetts. History on North Shore 104.9. It started out in September of 1964 by a guy named Simon Geller, who grew up in Lowell, Massachusetts. And he operated a radio station called 104.9 WVCA, which is, the caller just was voiced from Cape Ann, and he broadcasted from his apartment in Gloucester, Massachusetts. And his format were top 40 songs back in the day in the 60s and then 70s, plus a classical music station. And Simon ran his programming most of the day by himself. The station would go off the air when he had lunch, or if he ran some errands. And he developed about 35,000 listeners a day, which was pretty amazing for a low-powered radio station. And most of his funding of the radio station for years were public donations, which was pretty amazing. People would donate some money to him. It wasn't a public radio station, but to keep it afloat, he did it with public funds, which it's kind of a little bit of illegal if it was not a public radio broadcasting. He ran this the station for about 24 years. A couple of times he almost got blocked to renew his permit to broadcast his radio station. In 1988, he sold it to Douglas Tanger of Westport Communications, and he profited it pretty well. And the station was renamed WBOQ, and it played classical music. They called it Bach. Lots of classical music. Bach, Beethoven, and others. Probably James Concan, my former co-worker at Iron Mountain, probably listened to the station because he's a big classical musical fan. Anyway, by the late 1990s, the station added jazz music and Broadway music and movie themes to the program lineup, plus having DJs on there. At the end of 2003, Bach 104.9 was rebranded as North Shore 104.9. It had an oldies format. They played music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They had DJs on there, plus they showed some like syndicated radio shows, including Dick Buckley's hits and a few others. And during the weekends, North Shore 104.9 had like local programming on there, like some talk shows, and they covered North Shore sports, including Carrion football games. And 2006, North Shore 104.9 became an affiliate of the Boston Red Sox radio network, and they've carried Red Sox games ever since. Now, some of the DJs on North Shore 104.9, Dana Hersey, famous for being on the Movie Loft, and Chuck Perks, who used to be the sports flash guy for Sports Hub 98.5. Most of the day they play like classic hits, more geared to like 70s and 80s and some 90s, kind of similar to 105.7 WROR FM. They were kind of like the North Shore version of Oldies 103.3 when they switched over to Oldies, but now it's more similar to 105.7. And they also carry some talk shows on the weekends. They have the Pole Parent Gardening Show on there. Plus, they have a food show hosted by the Dining Playbook host, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson. And North Shore 104.9 Studios is on Route 1A in Beverly, Massachusetts, and their coverage is very big. It covers from the seacoast of New Hampshire to downtown Boston. You could hear it as in the Merrimack Valley and even to like near Route 2 at 495. And it's a good radio station, North Shore 104.9. You could hear it pretty good in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's a great station to listen to. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later with my third and final video blog of the night, which will be about the WWE House Show card review for Madison Square Garden on December 26, 1986. The last MSG House Show card I'm going to be reviewing into the end of March. So stay tuned. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Budding guy. I'm all the way with WCCLX and it's nice like legs. Elizabeth Hart, so sending she's best. Amy Squeezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel of New York, such a rocking goose. Got the best likes New York City. Barnard. Bobby Gibbs of ABC 11 has sweet southern accent. Bob Len Clare of WHDH Channel 7 Boston's awesome. And Lisa Bell of News 6 is the fourth best legs in Orlando. See you later.